Good evening, everyone. How are you all?
Good evening, ma'am. Fine,
Good
ma'am.
evening, ma'am.
So, am I audible?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
yes, ma'am.
Mom,
Yeah. So, I'm seeing all of you after a long time. I think and Lokesh, I spoke to them recently. Good that you could join the meeting.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes. So, we're looking forward to. Wait, let me just pin myself. Yes. Okay. Is this better, Kratika? Kratika was giving me directions.
yeah, I'm good.
So, once again, good evening, everyone. We have a special guest here today. Okay, I think I'm still waiting for him to join the meeting. And all of you know it's very important for you to create your resumes. You are all looking forward to getting a six-figure salary, isn't it? Isn't that your aim? Now, I want to hear from each one of you who all are looking for a six-figure salary, or maybe even
Yeah, yeah.
seven. We don't know.
Yes, mom.
Huh? So why don't you just write in the chat box me, 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 me. See, they say whatever you want, you have to put it out in the universe, isn't it? First, you have to have that goal in mind, okay? Then, afterwards, you put it out into the universe saying that, yes, I want this. You declare, you tell the world, you tell yourself. And the more number of times you keep saying it, that becomes the reality. I hope you know all those things, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
So we're waiting for our guest to join. So meanwhile, can I hear from each one of you how is your journey of transformation going on? Who wants to come forward and speak about their journey of transformation? How is it going on?
May I start, ma'am? This is
Yes, please.
Sarveshwara.
Yes, yes. Who said that?
Yeah, this is Sarveshwara, ma'am.
Okay, great. I will pin you. Okay, switch on your video.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. And so currently, I'm starting my journey for the transformation to better communication. So right now, I'm understanding not only English speaking is a communication. It is a way of politeness. It is way of which means how to restrict your emotions with verbals, how to restrict your verbal communication. This means we have to negotiate. It's a anger way and it's a polite way. So that's the emotional speaking skills is also a communication. So that's what I know in the recent days and in this communication course with the starting of this transformation. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
I'm.
Excellent. Yeah, correct. See, communication is not just about language. It's not just about language. How you present yourself, whether you're polite, it's your body language, or your voice modulation. There are so many things when you're communicating. You're communicating through your eyes, your gestures, all those things. Nicely put together, Sarvesh. Good. So, anybody else wants to say a few things before we start off the session?
Hi, mom. Good evening.
Yes, Harshita, how are you?
I'm super fine, mom. How are you, mom?
Great, great. Switch on your camera, please. Let's see your lovely face.
Yeah, you, mom.
Oh, no light. Okay, good, go ahead. Harshita, tell me, how are things with you?
Yeah, mom. I'm becoming better every day, mom. and I'm self-discovering myself with each and every activities that you are giving, and I'm doing well with communication too.
Excellent, excellent. So the first step is you feel confident. You don't have to look at endorsement from anybody else. There is no need for anyone to tell you, no, no, you are very good. No. First, it's all about self-talk, where you feel it. If you, for example, you would have cooked something, okay? There's no need for anybody else to tell you, okay, this is nice what you, when you taste it, you will only know, oh my God, I've done it so well. I'm an awesome cook. So that is what you have to tell yourself. That's excellent, Harshita. I'm glad to hear that you're confident and you feel you can communicate whatever you want. Excellent.
Yes,
Nice,
ma'am.
nice. Great.
Thank you.
So thanks for that, Harshita. Now, before we we'll just start off with the session. Later again, we can hear from each one of you. Okay. Let's bring in our guest. Hi, Vimanyu. How are you?
Good evening, ma'am. I'm good. How are you?
Great, great. Just increase your volume a little bit.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's the max, is it?
Yes. I think I have a background sound here, so
Okay,
maybe that.
fine. Not an issue, not an issue. So, welcome. Thank you for joining. And we have a special guest here, like I said. And he's come all the way from Sweden. Where are you? Where have you come from?
Stockholm, Sweden.
Stockholm, Stockholm. Okay. So he's currently here in India for a vacation, and I pulled him in. I said he's accomplished so much in life, and we want to take his expert advice to guide our students. That's what I was telling Vimanyu. He said, I'll gladly do that. So a little bit about you, Vimanyu. Can we just have a nice introduction?
Yeah, sure. Good evening, everybody. My name is Vimanyu Akera. So I have done my undergrad in biomedical engineering at Rama Institute of Technology, and that was just before the pandemic. I had graduated, and so during the pandemic, I was at home for the most part, and that is when I was actually looking into all of the jobs and applications and trying to go abroad for studies. And in 2021, that was the first time I had applied for the master's program in KTH, that is in Stockholm, the Technical University in Stockholm. And I got the admission letter 3 months after I had applied for it, and I had to move immediately. So as soon as I went there, so I spent 2 years doing my master's. And during my master's, this is when I actually built my career. Most of my experience comes from my time at the university. And here is where I started applying for jobs, doing jobs in the union, doing jobs in and around the city, executive jobs, marketing jobs. So I have done a lot of jobs before I actually figured out, okay, this is the way you do it. This is how you don't do it. And that was in an international market. And in an international market, it's heavily dependent on how good you are able to communicate. So it doesn't matter as much what skills you have. You can have amazing technical skills, amazing programming. If you're a programmer, you can have all of those skills. But if you're not able to communicate your self or not able to sell your skills, it doesn't have that much impact. So that's when I started focusing more on learning how to build my resume, my CV, and trying to get more experience through companies, taking expert guidance from people who have already been in the industry. You don't have to start the wheel from start. You basically go with people who have already done it. And through that, I was able to, of course, land a few jobs during my course. And now, before I go back to work permanently, permanent contract, I'm here on a short vacation. And so that's when Mira ma'am had just got in touch with me and asked me if I was available to share any of my insights that I have gained through my entire experience. So I'm like, okay, this is a great opportunity. I did it from scratch, so maybe you all don't have to do it anymore that much. You have a much more better platform, especially with the course that ma'am is. I've seen the course contents. It's like, okay, maybe I should have done this 4 or 5 years ago, because it would have been much shorter effort for me to do all my resume and everything. So now, after doing all of that, now I've just come to help as much as I can. Whatever content that I have a couple of sample resumes, a couple of tips and tricks, and some couple of keywords, etc. And all of this is by trial and error. I'm not an expert like ma'am says.
No, you've done it. You've been there. You've done it.
Yeah, so it's just hard going through it the hard way. so you don't have to do it that way. That's my basic introduction.
Great, great, great. So it's nice to see people who are already doing some excellent work actually come here and share their whatever experience and inputs and all. So it's very heartening to see that you are taking time off from your vacation and putting in efforts and try to help us. So I just said multiple screen sharing. So will you be able to do, or should I do anything else in the setting?
No, I think I can share my screen.
Okay, just go ahead and see if you can share.
See.
First, we'll do a little bit of explanation for all of you students, okay? Then after that, we are open for questions. So I want you to listen carefully. And we are putting in a lot of efforts to bring in different people, different kinds of resources to give you, so to make it as easy as possible. This journey should be as easy as possible for you. So all you have to do is just simply follow the steps. Whatever we are telling you, if you just do that, it's going to be really easy.
Let's see. Is this visible now?
Yes.
Okay. Can everybody in the chat tell me if the screen is visible?
Yeah, it's visible. It's visible.
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I'm going to start now. So this folder, we have all the basic documents that will help you get started. So from the beginning, let's start from the beginning. We have something called the resume building template. So this is your step one, your ground zero for everything. Almost all resumes will have some basic information that is consistent across all of them. The only difference will be in the number of sections and the type of content and the order of the sections that you will be having. And this, the first step in this document, what you have to do is enter all your personal details. So starting with your name, phone, email, location. This is consistent across all CVs in general. And section 2, we're going to talk about your candidate summary or professional summary or career objectives. What does this mean? I'll explain in a bit with the example of a sample resume. Section number 3, we have skills and key competencies. So there are two types of skills. We have soft skills and we have technical skills. So technical skills are all the type of skills that are required for the job in particular. For example, if it's a computer or software job, it might require coding languages like C++, Java, Python. Those are technical skills. Or for example, even MS Word, MS Excel, MS Office, Microsoft Teams, Google Workspace. All of these are technical skills. It's pertaining to the job in particular. So these are the skills you write over here in the technical skills field. In the soft skills, this is where you talk about communication skills. Not just communication in general. What are the things that you're good at, or what are the things that you're comfortable with? For example, it can be public speaking, it can be leadership, team management, event management, or any other skills that you think are more communication based. It's people based. So soft skills are people based, technical skills are work based. So this is the main difference between the two. And in this section, you type as much as you can. And during the first part of the entries, do not think about the format. Do not think about grammar. Add as much information as you can in all of the fields. Do not worry about grammar. That is much. We'll think about that later. So here you add as much detail as you can in the skills and the soft skills and technical skills, as well as the candidate summary. Next would come education. So in education, your program, the name of the program that you've studied, and the location. Under that, you have the university where you studied, where the university is located, and which year you graduated or you're going to graduate if you're still in college and applying for jobs. Section number 5, that would be relevant coursework. This is optional in case if the job description requires you to have some qualification. For example, if some jobs require you to have some basic math like engineering math 1, 2, etc., or if they need some computer coding language experience, or if there are any subjects in your course that you have done and that is also relevant for the job, this is where you mention it under education, under the particular university. So you start with the subject name, briefly describe the project in the role. Like, so you start with the name, university, the date and year that you completed the project or the particular subject, and the description. The description should contain any outcomes, skills, anything that you learned during the course. So the example, you have one, you can add up to 3. Do not add too many unless it is relevant. Similarly, so you have, this is for your subjects in the university. The next section, which is section 6, is projects and internships. Under this section, you add all the collaborations that you've done outside university or within university. It doesn't matter where you did it. So for example, it can be your final year project. So you can mention the name of the project, where you did it. If it's in the same university, you can write the same university, the date and year completed, as well as the description, a small description. Now, the description in each of these sections, how to do that, I will explain in some time. Similarly, an internship. So if you've done an internship in any company, or if you found a small part-time job while you're doing studies, you can mention all of that over here. Mention the job, what you have done, the company, the date that you, the time duration which you did it, and what you exactly did in that company or in that workplace. Section 7, this is where you come to extracurricular activities, which can be within college or within other colleges or universities, as well as certifications. So you basically mention the name of the activity and then a brief description if it is relevant to your job that you're applying for. For example, if you're applying for a job of an executive assistant, so for them, what would they be looking for? Organizational skills, team management skills, like calendar management. These are some of the basic skills that an executive assistant would require. So if there are any activities which in which you exercise the same type of skills, those are the ones that you mention here. You don't have to mention all of them, but those are the ones that you mention in particular to the job. So right here, you mention all of that. Date, when you did the activity, what and certification, as well as brief description on what it is about. As many as you can add it over here. We'll edit, you can do it much later. So I've only added 3, but if you have 5, 6, 7, it doesn't matter how many you have, add as many as you can. In the final edit, we'll choose the ones that are relevant for your job. Section 8, volunteer experience. Over here, this is where you have, if it's like a part-time thing, like it's a one-time job, like for example, you volunteer for a day in a particular event in some university, or if you've done like a seminar or a workshop, those kind of events, that's what you put over here. Extracurricular activities are also similar, but these are more like outside the university. Volunteer experience can also be like, it's like for a short duration, anything that you have done that you can mention in volunteer experience. Section 9, awards and honors. These are again optional. So section 9 is optional. If there are nothing particular that you have got or no certificates or awards, it's not important. You don't have to mention it. But if you have any awards or honors that you have accomplished during your course of your program, this is where you mention it. You mention the date and the title, date and year, followed by the description right under it. So these are the 9 sections that and this first document that you do, the first step is basically a brain dump. You don't think about grammar, don't think about what is relevant and not relevant. Add as much information as you can. That's the main objective of filling up this particular sheet. And after this sheet is done, once this sheet is done, we move to the second part, where we go to the tailoring of the resume. Over here, now we start focusing on the job description. Now, every job that has been posted anywhere will have a particular description that is mentioned over there. Based on that, you can now start entering the data. So over here, you can add your name, your phone, email, location, candidate summary. Over here is where you actually focus on the wordings, the grammar, the structure of the sentences, how many sentences, etc. Similarly, competencies, skills and key competencies. For example, you may have many technical skills and many soft skills, but are they all relevant for your particular job that you're looking for? If they are not, you use and mention as many as relevant only. Do not go to mention too much, just mention the ones that are pertaining to the particular job that you're trying to apply for. section 4 under education, it's almost it's the same thing. These are all fixed details. They don't change much. You mention the program, etc., with the university and the date you're completing, or the day you completed it, and under relevant coursework. So here, if it is required by the job, that's when you mention it over here. All the relevant sections you edit in this section only. Similarly, in projects and exactly the same. What you did in the first sheet, here you don't have to edit anything. Once you're done in here, you copy and paste into the same fields. You just copy and paste the same things into the fields here, and here you sit and edit. You don't edit the first document. Edit this document based on the job description that you get from the company or the post that you're applying for. Similarly, in extracurricular activities, volunteer experience, awards, and honors. And this is for your basic entry-level resume. Now, once you have these details filled into this Excel sheet, now you go to your, let's see, Codex. Now you look at sample resumes before you, yeah. So this is a sample resume. Ideally, resumes fit within 1 or 2 pages at the most. Looking at the sample resume, and this is your descriptive words that you can use. In the description, for example, remember name, phone, email, location. Same thing in the startup guide. If you see here, name, you have phone, email, location, and then again, next one would be candidate summary. So in the candidate summary, you have here. So for example, if it's whatever job you're applying for, you can write the title of the job here, and then write a description of your skills based on the job that you're trying to apply for. This is where you sit and edit your job description. Next, key competencies. For example, you have mentioned your key competencies here, right? So this you copy and you paste it over here. So for example, example of soft skills: proactive, detail-oriented, organized, improvisational skills, communication, critical thinking, public speaking, event management, versatile, adaptable. So all the keywords, remember the keywords that are mentioned in the job description. When you get the job, when you look at the job that you're applying for, the keywords mentioned in the job description are the ones that you mention in the key competencies, if it is something you are also good at. If you're not, for example, if you mention public speaking and if you're not good at it, do not make the mistake of mentioning it. You don't have to mention things that you're not good at. Instead of mentioning public speaking, you can maybe mention versatile and adaptable, which would imply that you might not be good at certain skills, but you are good at learning it. So it isn't important that you have to have all the skills, but you need to know how to scale yourself up or be able to adapt and learn quickly. If you can learn quick, then it doesn't matter what kind of skills they require, they will be able to help you. After the key competencies, next we come to the professional experience, the same thing that your professional experience or education in this case. So you mentioned education first, and then you go to professional experience. This is like a sample old resume. So under professional experience, you mention all the jobs that you have applied for. So if this is for a company that you're applying for, if you're just graduated, that's when you mention all your education and all the internships, projects that you have done over here. This is just for professional experience. You mention from the latest day, or latest, you need to change the order. So start from the one that you've done most recently, and then go down the order of all the posts. And I'll show you another, let's see. So this is one type of resume, entry level, and this is an executive. This is a more professional resume. This is a ATS approved sample resume, almost exactly the same. Here you do the exact same thing: name, location, phone, email, LinkedIn profile link, then career objective or professional summary, candidate summary. The same thing that you mentioned over here, whatever you mentioned here, that's what comes over here in this description here. Similarly, under education, like I mentioned here, When you come to education here, whatever you have mentioned here, you write it over here. University, location, date and time when you finished it, and then what is the name of the program. And percentage, unless it is required in the job description, you do not have to mention it. Most of the times it's just what the program is about. That's all that's required to be mentioned. Similarly, all the previous history, your education history, mention it in this order. Next, internships and work experience. So here, projects and internships. Similarly, whatever you have typed over here, you can copy and you paste it over here, and then here you process, like you edit the description to fit the page as much as possible. Date, the date that you did it, company and location. Next, skills. So in under skills, you have this section here. So all the sections are common in all resumes. The order can change. The order depends on the type of the resume, but the order can change from up and down. But the content is pretty much the same. So under skills and competencies, from here, whatever you have written, you copy it and paste it into this over here. Technical skills, soft skills. Similarly, achievements and awards, trainings and workshops. For example, you have done here. Extracurricular activities, volunteer experience. Yeah, trainings and workshops. Additional details would be volunteer experience, whatever volunteer experience that I've done. Okay, and then let's see. Yeah, this is the basic summary of how you can start with building your resume. There is also a quick start guide over here in this document over here. So while you're writing descriptions, for example, I mentioned over here, you have like a job and you have multiple descriptions, right? So when you're filling this description in your initial summary in this tailoring part, when you're, for example, you have job experience, anywhere it says description, be as descriptive as you can, put as much information as you can. And in the end, while you're editing it in the end, there are certain words that are more suitable or scanned by computers or that people are or the computer is looking for, that is more valid. So what those words are, it's over here. You have keywords. So these are descriptors. So wherever you have mentioned in any description of any section, there are descriptions in multiple sections, right? So wherever you have descriptions and whatever you've written, you keep it as it is. And in those descriptions, if any of these words are there, did, helped, made, handled, was part of, contributed to, gained experience, any of these words, you just change these words to these words: directed, oversaw, accomplished, crafted, collaborated on. So this is it's very simple to just change the words into more professional sounding language, so that it makes it more easy for the people to read it, and for the computers in general. These are all scanned through multiple systems. So for them to pick it up, these are the words that are key. These are don'ts, these are do's. Basic tips, and this is for descriptions. And in terms of skills, let's see. In the resume itself, the formatting style and tips. So, for example, you have the resume here. Use fonts which are consistent. Arial or Calibri is the most commonly used. Use either one of them. Maintain consistent font sizes and styles. Do not change fonts sizes too much. Keep all the body as one particular font size. Yeah, if it's 10.5 here, make sure that every single description or subsection is on the same font size. It doesn't change. And headings can be one, and fonts can be another. I mean, the body can be another font size. Let's see. Yeah, maintain consistent fonts and styles. Ensure ample white space for readability. What does that mean? So make sure there's enough gaps between paragraphs. For example, if you mentioned here one university and then the next university, make sure that there's a gap in between each section. Ample gap, not too much, but there should be sufficient gap so that it's easy to read, easy to differentiate and distinguish between the information that you have entered into the resume. Then proofread. of course, this is the last step where all the information that you finally typed into the resume, you proofread as much as you can, as much as possible. Make sure there are no spelling mistakes, no grammar mistakes, no punctuation mistakes, etc. Read it as much as possible. Keep the resume within 1 to 2 pages. 1 page is great. 2 pages at the most. If you have more skills or more information that you need to add that is relevant, up to 2 pages. Do not add more than 2 pages. Nobody is going to read them. Yeah. So this is the basic summary. Yeah. Thank you.
Any doubts, guys? Is it too much to absorb?
Yes, ma'am. I have one doubt.
Yeah.
Sir, I am Lokesh. So I have a question like my resume currently fits into 1.5 pages. So is it okay, or we can decrease the size of that resume, like 1 page or full 2 page? Because I have resume like 1 page, 1.5 page. So is it okay, or
Yeah, try and not keep half pages because it makes it like
yeah,
uniform. It's not that uniform. If you can extend it to 2 pages because you already have enough, make it 2 pages. You can increase the font size a little. Don't increase it more than 12. 12 is like the max for the size. Otherwise, it looks too big. So up to 12, you
yeah,
can increase the font size, make it more descriptive if you can. Stretch it to 2 pages, it's okay. Because compressing it to 1 page, it might look small and cramped.
yeah,
So if you can extend it to 2 pages, it's good. Format it that
yeah.
way.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I too have a same doubt, which means
Mhm.
what is the minimum font size of subheading or things? It
Uh,
means I set 10 and 12 for a headings, subheadings. So my resume is also extending to the 1.5 pages. So it
mhm.
is looking informal. So that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, so you can change the, so for example, in your resume, if your pages are like 1.5, if it's not full covering 2 pages, you can use the different headings. So for example, if you see, if you click on the heading here, you see the
Yeah, yes,
font,
sir.
this font size, Arial, and font size is 16, right? You can also do one other
Yeah,
thing.
yes, sir.
You have a styles, different styles of text. So this is normal text. What
Okay, okay.
here, you can change that into heading or subtitle. So the
Okay,
heading,
okay.
it increases the font size and it also uniformly separates the information. So for example, if you take it as title, use it as a title and it will change. So
Okay,
you
sure.
automatically space it out. Same thing, if you want to change this to a bigger text, make it heading 1. Same thing here.
Yeah, okay.
You keep doing that, you see it automatically starts spacing it out equally.
Oh, okay, okay. Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Yeah, we
Thank you,
keep
sir.
doing, then it extends into the next page.
Okay, okay, sure.
Yeah. And yeah, once you do that, make sure that it's consistent. So if you, for example, if you for the heading here, if you have chosen heading 1, make sure all the headings are same, heading 1 itself. It's not
Mm,
change. Otherwise, it looks different. It doesn't look good.
okay, okay. Sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no problem.
Any other doubts before we go on to the next section? So all these documents will be shared with all of you. Okay. So you can go through it in detail and we are always available to clarify whatever doubts we may have. So Vimanyu, I think you also have some tips and strategies to share it with them.
Yes. So for example, so there are different types of resumes depending on the type of jobs that you're
We'll close this or this is required.
this not required as such, but I can, okay, let's see. Anything else if I'm missing out? It's not going. Yeah, nothing else as such. So I can close this, yes. Yes. So, for example, all this information is there in the documents, but I can tell you briefly. There are different types of resumes. So there's one entry level, which is what most of y'all will be under. You're just out of college or in college right now. Entry level resume, executive or management level resume, and the third type of resume is informal, where you don't have to particularly have a theme. You can add as much information as you want. In the entry level, this is the format. What I showed you this entire time, that's the entry level resume. The second, which is the executive or management type, this is where you put all your experience, professional work experience. You follow the ATS format. So the ATS format is basically a type of screening software where all resumes that are uploaded to like a professional website or a job portal, they scan it through a computer first, or basic screening format. And if it's ATS approved format, it's more likely to be picked up. If it's like an informal type or not an entry level type, which is not fitting their format, it doesn't get pushed into the top of the list. So make sure that if you're doing it in a professional job portal, have it in ATS format, official ATS format. Entry level, make sure that in the top it is always in an F pattern. So whenever you're looking at resumes, you look at it as an F. So everybody starts looking at resumes from the top left corner. So your name should be in the top left, job, and your location, phone number, email, etc. And then all the subsections, always starting from the left. It's people read only the F, what is in the F pattern. That is for the entry level resume. And for the informal resume, there is no particular. Informal resume is where you can include your personal profile picture if it's mentioned that it's okay to do it. Otherwise, you don't have to mention.
But generally, where is this used?
Informal settings are volunteer organizations. So informal resumes, volunteer organizations, internships where it's not particularly professional and it's not a professional environment. You're more like a helping hand or like a part-time person. Those type of jobs is where you have informal resumes, where you're not on a contract, you're not on particular agreement, nothing as such. No bargain, no agreements between the company and you, nothing. So those type of jobs and roles, you have the informal resume for.
Okay. So anything else you want to add, Vimanyu, before we take questions?
As such, nothing else. I can show you a sample of an informal resume. Let's see.
Okay. So meanwhile, we are open for questions now. We want to understand what are the kind of companies you're going to apply, and for that, what kind of work you will need to do, so that we can discuss that, sort of brainstorm together. So it's 7:40 now. We have time till 8 p.m. If anybody wants to go ahead. So for each person, we can just discuss the case study after Vimanyu finishes this.
Yeah. Is this visible?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So this is an example of an informal resume, where you can, if you're still in college or if you're still studying, this is where like you can mention. There is no particular order of sections. You can mention in any order. So I mentioned education, work experience. Then if you go down, you have volunteer experience. Then on the left side, you can have multiple sections as well. You can have like a profile summary, skills, languages that you know, hobbies, interests, or wants, etc. So you can mention way more information in an informal resume compared to a formal or a entry-level resume. That's the major difference. And profile picture optional. If it says it's not required, then don't add the profile picture. Yeah. Any other doubts or questions?
So Kratika ma'am, do you want to give them few words to explain to them how they can access this and what they have to do? Is there anything you'd like to add? Kritika ma'am has she sat with Vimanyu and she's put in a lot of thoughts and efforts to ensure that things are fully available for you, easily available for you.
Yeah, ma'am. We have created a folder so you can share the link with them. So, like, they can start, even if they haven't started yet, they can start building their resume from scratch from today onwards. Like, as he said, na, in the first Excel, first page itself. So after that, like, even if they have some issues, like, we have shared the resume building guide also. Just now I have shared in the groups so that they can know ki, okay, what type of sentences they have to put, and job description they have to put. And as Bhimanyu said, na, ki, it's like a mind dump. Like, they have to just first write down all the things which they are thinking. Okay, whatever thing it comes to their mind, ki, okay, they have done this, they have done this, maybe it's relevant or not. First they should, again, it's a self-reflective activity, more or less, but professional, on a professional front. So it's a very good activity. So I think they should actually start from today itself.
Absolutely. And once you do that, you can share it with us, and we have a lot of expert who can actually look at it and then again guide you, saying that how you can improve upon it and all that. So that is one. Another thing, like how Kratika was saying, it's going to be an amazing activity for you, because all these things you can't do it in the last moment, and as you keep doing, you'll keep changing, you'll keep adding, you'll keep remembering things. Okay, this is one thing I have to mention, or I have missed out this, or this is one important thing I should have put in my resume. So this is one thing. I have one student who, when we arranged a mock interview, just before the mock interview, 10 minutes before, he changed the resume and he submitted it again, and he has forgotten what are the changes he has made. So the interviewer was asking him something, what changes he has made, and this guy is not able to remember what he is saying. So you should be thorough with your resume. So there is a lot of reflection you have to do, put everything, and then don't keep changing till the last minute, and make sure you know 100% what is there on your resume. Any question that's asked based on that, you should be able to answer it confidently. Yes, so no questions from any of you? So Vimanyu, few more things you and I can chat. So when you started applying, like how did you go about doing it? So for international, whether it's jobs or internships and all, is there a different methodology, and how did you go about it? Let's just hear from the beginning, step by step, what you did.
Yeah, so initially when I was applying for jobs, particularly in Stockholm, the difference between like the lower here market over here and international market, almost everything is digital. So there's no like informal setting anywhere. Everything is digital. Every single role or job that is available on the market, they have job descriptions and job roles and job requirements. It's extremely detailed. So you generally have more information than what you can actually expect from. So that is where you start from. As much as possible, almost if you can, read the entire job description as well as possible. That's the most important thing. So from the job description, you start taking out words from your and match it to your resume. So like for example, like the brain dump that I said, I did not do the brain dump when I started doing it. I was just remembering, okay, so this is I was trying to remember what is relevant to the job when I'm applying for the job, instead of taking it from a pool. The concept of having a brain dump was not in my initial days when I was not doing it. And through over multiple failures of applying for multiple jobs, they called me in for interviews. I went for the interview, and then they asked me this, and then I remembered, oh wait, I have done something like this which is relevant, and I forgot to mention it. And then they're like, you're not mentioning it in your CV, so we don't know if you're actually just making it up here or you're actually done it or not. So those kind of things happened like 2 to 3 times. I remember there was like at least one organization, 6 times I applied. I have applied 6 times, and every single time I had a different resume. So I was like, that was like a huge learning curve. Like, okay, so I did multiple. So eventually, by the end of it, I was like, okay, now I know exactly what not to do. So let's start with the basics. So the first most important thing that I started doing was collecting all the information I had, all the information and all the activities. I had done so many activities, volunteer experiences, internships, projects. I've forgotten almost 60% of my work. I have forgotten. So I had no particular document where everything is in one place, and I just have to pick and choose based on the job. So what I did eventually after the first year of applying for jobs, and I was not getting many. Like after like a couple of months, then I started getting the hang of it. More than that, I was also working in volunteer organizations, and when I get out, networking is very important. Like for example, if you have like seminars, workshops, etc., all of these small events in the colleges, you need to be more importantly proactive. Go out of your way, go to workshops, help, volunteer in workshops, seminars. That is an example, but there are any events that are organized by the college or in other universities. Volunteer yourself, go out, expose yourself to different environments, events. Make sure that you're proactive so that people notice that you're there in and around. Because the first job that I got it not because I actually looked for it. Somebody referred. I did not even know the job was available, or they had posted it online. I never looked at the job portal. The first time I even got a full proper job was when somebody referred me, and the person that was referring me was someone I had met in a workshop. So there was like a workshop that we were doing, and then the workshop we had to construct some materials and etc. And in that workshop, I was doing my work on alone, and the person over there is like, "Why don't you come and help me? Let's do it together." So we did it together. I'm like, "Okay, let's do it together," and we did the entire workshop together, and it was good. Everything was good. But at that time, I did not know who that person was. But when the call came for me to apply for the job, the person that I was interacting with was the person who was the project manager of my team. So I was like, oh my God, this is like, if it was, I did not expect it at all. There was some random person. I was like, okay, they wanted to help. So I went and helped. So you never know who you will meet. So exposure is extremely important. Networking. So most of the jobs are based on networking. So if you can get yourself involved in as many places as possible, be visible as much as possible. Even it can be difficult in the beginning because you don't know how to communicate, but that is okay. People are not averse to people who are not communicating well.
No,
You just
then
need
no, but it's in your mind. People are not judging you. If you do good work, go there. Can I help? What can I do? I would like to help here. So keep doing work. So you will also learn stuff, and then people will look at you. Yes, absolutely. The best way to make connections.
connections and be honest about it. Like for example, like initially, if you say like if you're feeling nervous or if you're feeling hesitant, be honest about it. Like you don't have to hold it in. So if somebody is talking and then if you're finding it awkward to be in a conversation, you can say, I feel I'm a bit nervous. I'm not used to this environment, so don't mind me. If you that immediately disarms everybody, so it makes it easier for them. So they're like, oh, okay, okay. So then no problem. They become more supportive. Like if you become defensive and closed off, then there's no flow. You need to flow. Be honest. The best way to network and get out of your zone is to communicate. Be honest about yourself. If you're feeling nervous, communicate. Yes, I'm feeling a bit nervous, so don't mind me. I'm just trying to get better at this. That's extremely simple way to start off conversations, and it helps people to be more open. Like they now they want to take the responsibility of engaging in the conversation, and they want to know more. Okay, how do you do this? What are you doing? Etc. And they want to know more about you. So that's one way of networking in the industry, especially. And once you get your job, etc., wherever, here is where you build the connections, like networking as much as possible. Be supportive, collaborative, like a team player. All of these things. These are soft skills that you learn with experience. It's not that nobody knows. There's no expert in anything. Everybody is learning. Some have learned more. Some are yet to learn that level, but everybody is still learning. So always hang out or network with as many people as you can who are excellent communicators. Like try and basically chew their brain. That's kind of how it is. Be in the environment of people who you want to be like. The four, like it says, like the 4 to 5 people that you are around are the ones that determine who you are as a person. There's this, I don't know if there's I'm paraphrasing, but there is this saying, tell me the 4 people around you and I'll tell you who you are.
Yes, absolutely. So this brain dump idea also is wonderful. I think even sometimes what happens, students or anybody will always have in their mind, once I start looking for a job, I will start creating my resume, isn't it? So that's not how it works. It doesn't matter if you are not looking for jobs right now, but this is a place where you can start documenting stuff. Put your thoughts, whatever you remember, whatever you've been doing, keep putting it there. Then later you can pick and choose and see which is important, and then you can put it in the resume, isn't it?
Yes. So the most important part is like brain dump. As in when you do an event, put it in the document. Like of course we gave the resume template, but put it in that template as much as possible. Brain dump. Don't worry about grammar. Just say, okay, for example, I did this workshop. So you mention it like a kind of like a journal, almost like a journal. So you mention the title, what's the name of the workshop, location, where you did it, and description. You can make your own description. Okay, what did you do in that particular workshop? I helped organize this. I helped them setting up the mic. I helped them setting up with the presentation, the computer, the cables, whatever you did in that workshop. You mention it. Don't worry about what it means, what's the grammar, description, nothing. That is all in the later stage when you're actually putting that into one resume. That's when you edit it. But in the beginning, brain dump as much as possible. Wherever you're doing your information, just do it as like as much as you can. Keep putting information into your document.
Absolutely. I think this is something that they have to start doing from day one of their college, because there are so many things that they would have done, and over a period of time you tend to forget, you wouldn't have documented it, you won't remember. And but if you have all this down, written down, later when you actually start applying, you can pick up whatever was important. Maybe the first thing that you did was really important in your first year itself. You don't know what is important. Later you can sift through and do it. So, any last bit of advice and words, Vimanyu, for all youngsters out here who are all, I would say, jittery and nervous about getting into this professional workspace?
I mean, I would say if you're jittery and nervous, it means you're doing something right, because there's a famous saying, if you've heard Swami Vivekananda, he says, if everything is going right, something is definitely wrong. So it is normal. Make sure that you understand that whatever stage you are in now, everybody is in different. There's a race for everybody. Everybody's race is not the same. Wherever you are now is right where you're supposed to be. As long as you're trying to get better, everything will be fine. Like even if you are jittery, nervous, it doesn't matter what you are right now. As long as you're trying to improve, your intention, your mindset, your entire mindset of growing in general in the career is to get better. Don't stay where you are, because if you stay where you are, you're technically falling behind because everybody else is moving forward. Always have the mindset of growing better. If you're not good at something, that's not a problem. The problem is when you are okay with not being good at something. You don't want to improve. That's when you go backwards. As long as you have the mindset, I want to grow out of this, I will learn better as much as possible. That will help you grow much faster.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thanks a lot. So, each one of you, one word. If you don't want to speak, you can just put it in the chat box. One word. How was the session? Useful, informative? Now it's what confusing? Whatever one word that you have, I want to hear from each one of you before we end this meeting. So thanks a lot, Vimanyu, for your time and for all the information that you're giving us. And Vimanyu is not only here for this session today, he's been actually working with me for more than a month now and helping me with so many different things. Whatever skill set he has, he's helping me to set up a studio. He's helping me with getting how do I reach out to more students, because I have this goal and aim to reach out to 1 lakh students and help them with this transformation journey. And we are constantly working together and brainstorming how we can he can help us to achieve our goals.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me as well, for hosting me, and it was a great pleasure for introducing all the concepts to you, and all the best for all of you, and of course, all the people in the team. They're great. They're always going to be there for helping you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. See you all. So we are available on WhatsApp. Anytime you want, you can reach out to us. So see you till next week then. See you then. Bye bye.